Good morning, everybody. It's December 22nd, approximately 7 a.m. Central, and here's today's plan of attack. So if we look at our price action that is unfolding right now, we did, um, if you ever heard me talk about this before, hit the resistance, flush lower, support held. We did get a reversal candle. We did get confirmation higher today, but it is going right up into resistance. So the question is, so like the best way I have found to trade the 0 days to expiration SPX trades is trying to project how I expect the next day's candle to close. And honestly, today it could go either way. I really it's kind of like undetermined right now, obviously. Um, Actually, hold on one second. All right, sorry about that. The kids are yelling in the background. How to get them to chill out for a second. All right, so like I mentioned, we have rallied up, hitting resistance, and now we're kind of stalling. So basically, how can we play this today if we're unsure how today's going to act? Like from what I talked about yesterday, I was like, what if we just stay in this box going into the holiday weekend, which is completely possible, right? But could also turn around and break back up to the upside. But nothing at the moment is proving that. So we have to look at it a little bit deeper, in my opinion. The 50-day SMA on the ES is currently at, see right here, 385, 95, 72-ish, which is currently holding up price after price rallied up into resistance. So if you're going to ask where did I get this resistance level, simply just looking at this pivot low and drawing a line across, and you can see that's exactly where we're pausing right now. So I'm playing it as I don't want to get bullish until we break that level, and if we break below basically 38.95, I'll go short. It's kind of the way to look at it, and I'll go more depth why. So this is just a day chart. Let's pull up one other thing we're talking about. So that was a day chart there. Now let's look at this right here. So I have the 1 hour, 30-minute, and 15-minute squeezes on each side. The main thing you need to focus at or really acknowledge. So here's yesterday's value VWAP, and that's kind of like right where we're stalling. And this is also the 50-day SMA on the moving or on the daily chart, right? So what if this holds and we push up? So that could happen. The squeeze is starting to rotate higher right here. The squeeze is still firing here, and then we are in an hourly squeeze that is building up right now. So all this is good to the upside, but the only thing that really has me hesitant is, so first we'll go to the 4 hour, which shows a bullish squeeze that has been firing at the 21 EMA. So the question is, does this continue to the upside? Obviously, I don't know. But one other step further, if we look at the day chart, I'll maximize this if you're familiar with squeezes, but we have a daily bearish squeeze that's in the entry zone, right? To take a short. So now that the trend has kind of turned lower and we're at the 21 EMA with the bearish momentum on the squeeze, has me thinking, well, maybe a good indicator would be watching the 4 hour. By watching the 4 hour, if these bars start to turn dark blue, that will show that this is shifting to the downside and then the daily squeeze is still in play. So that's all broader term looking at this. So I know that's kind of a lot to digest, but that's kind of like where we're at in the market right now. And the reason being is, so when I pull up the quick hits chart, all right, so here we are. So here is the daily 21 EMA. We have a snow line. We have the daily 8 EMA and the daily 5 EMA. So it's just a conjunction of moving averages, right? So like the question is it going to continue higher? And you can still make a decent move up to this level, right? So that's still in play. So, and here is that level that I was saying that was resistance. And you can see it held. We did a little spike overnight, and then we're right back below it. And we're right down to the hourly 50 EMA, which is currently holding, which is also near where that daily 50 SMA is at as well. So my plan today. So cool, Cody. That's a lot of stuff he just said, but still doesn't tell me how you plan on trading today. Well, the way I'm really going to look at it is I think today is a day to be tricky. Just like John Carter says, don't lose your butt on a Friday. Well, I also don't plan to lose my butt at the end of the year. And so I'm very picky at this time of year because I don't want to go into next year questioning my decisions. But basically, the 50-day SMA is here. Here's resistance. If price does indeed wish to turn around in that 50-day SMA hold and we rally up through the 30-minute 21 EMA and VWAP, I will initiate a pullback at that point. I will go ahead and get in front of this, looking for it to hold and push higher. And at that point, I'll probably do a drama-free spread there. And then that's the upside scenario. But what about the downside scenario? With the 50-day SMA right here and VWAP and whatnot above, if we can get a rally, like I'd prefer before they open, hit it and it fails, comes down, and we're back below this level, and then we'll say 30 minutes after they open, we get a rally, and at that point we get a sell signals to take it back down. So it's really could go either way, like I said. So rally up to here, I prefer pre-market, get the breakdown, rally up, sell into that rally, or if we push up, pull back, and then I'll buy that dip. I know these last few days it does seem like a buy the dip or sell the rally type of situation, but that's kind of like how it's been the last few days. It's been a little bit more tricky. So that's the plan today. And if we talk about yesterday, I know it's been requested if we talk about prior days too to know how that played out. So we look about yesterday. I actually wasn't at my computer to trade, but I know as I posted the video, the ES was at 38.80, right? So which was right here. Zooming in here for you. Okay, so here's yesterday. So where was the play yesterday to be made? So price, like I mentioned, was about right here when I posted it. It did do a pullback, and so your entry yesterday I certainly just ran up yesterday. See, here was the open. It did consolidate, go sideways. So on this pullback to VWAP and the 30-minute 21 EMA, and there's that candle or that arrow right there. That was your entry to go long, and unfortunately, never really provided a pullback for the rest of the day. So let's just keep on scrolling. So if you would have gone bullish off the VWAP right there with the buy signals, could have honored it, could use the cloud to scale out if needed. Went right into that resistance level and just chilled up there the whole time. And the only other time you really got a buy signal was later in the day, which was when there's only about an hour left in the open. That's when it hit the 15-minute 21 EMA and almost the open. That's right before the close, so that's too late for those trades. So nonetheless, yesterday was one of those days you had to be quick on the trigger. But you can see it did what I said it would do, or what I potentially thought would be an entry anyways. It was up here, get your pull back to these levels, and then your entry to take, or your signal to take entry, and then ride it up. So there is the play for today. So just a quick recap. Hopefully some of y'all got that trade yesterday. If you did happen to place a trade yesterday based off of this information I gave you today, let me know in the comment section. Like, for real, I'm curious if people are actually acting off of this information I'm putting out there. So if you did act on it, go ahead and comment about it. Let me know how it worked out for you and what your thoughts were. All right, so like I said, quick recap, and then we will see what happens. All right, quick recap. Like I said, ideally to the downside is if the daily squeeze and the 4-hour squeeze all continue. The 4-hour squeeze has to rotate negative, and then the daily squeeze is still negative, obviously, so that'll be the catalyst to go lower. So ideally, I would like a rally pre-market, and then here's that 50-day SMA. Then I would like it to break before the open. We get a rally at the open, and then short into that rally. Ideally, that's the perfect scenario for the short side. Now the bullish side, if we do push up back above VWAP, which is this green line, and these moving averages, we push up, and then that's fine. We'll get a pullback, and then I want to get my buy arrows right here near on the break, and then on the pullback, and then take it up at that point. So I'm either going to buy the dip or sell. I was going to say sell the news. That's funny. That's what I'm saying. Buy the dip or sell the rally. But that's it for today. Hope you found this helpful. And yeah, let me know if you're taking trades based off this information. I'll let them know. And I will talk to y'all again tomorrow. Take care, everybody.